The persons working directly on the Argyle International Airport site are receiving many lessons on a daily basis, but they are not the only ones. As more and more persons enter the gates of this virtual university, they too are taking advantage of the lessons being taught here. Recently, our neighbors from the Calder Primary School came for a visit, following are some of the things they learned.
Now, to give you some idea of how big this project is, and it is really huge. Okay? Now, if you can see all this area that you're standing in, back over there in Mount Pleasant, where you see the guys working with the heavy equipment over there, you saw the clearing when you were coming down. All of this included in the project site. Now, the runway for the airport is going to be 9,000 feet long. That would accommodate big planes like the 747s, and it's going to start way back over there where you saw them working, come straight across here, and end just beyond the Catholic Church over there. That's how long it is.
This served to prepare them for what was to come next. The archaeological site at Argyle had become a major point of interest, and with a second team of archaeologists from Leiden University continuing the dig at the site started by their Canadian counterparts, it was a must-see for these children. Led by Professor Boomhert, this team from the Netherlands were all too eager to explain their work to the students.
These people were Amerindians. They were the predecessors of the Caribs who lived here at the time of Columbus. They lived over there, they had their houses over there on that ridge, all the way on that ridge over there, where we are digging to find out what kind of houses they have and what kind of tools they have, what kind of pottery they have, things they put their food in, and all that kind of thing. We try to learn how these people live here in St. Vincent. Okay, then we first go up there where we are all digging. And now, Mr. van der Biggelaar, what do we see?
Well, what this has a different color than this. You will see that? Yes. This is grey, and this is more light brown. This is the remains of we call a post hole. So the posts which the houses were built. So here a wooden post had been standing, and here as well, where all the holes are, where wooden posts have been standing. Wooden post from which a house was built. So we have one here, and one here, and here, and here, and where all the white cards are, all the white flags, it's all locations where you have this color. So there's all locations where wooden posts were standing. And if we look at an alignment, so we have one here, and here, and here, not very easy to see yet, but you can see a round structure in these white stacks.
Next, it was on to the new Windward Highway, with a stop at the very fascinating bridge.
Okay, so when you go back, remember the three rivers that flow down into the Yambu River, and it flows back out there by the Argyle Sea. So this is the new Windward Highway, guys. This is going to be the new road rather than over there that you're traveling on now.
We moved on next to the area overlooking the fuel station and workshop. This area also offers a view of the site earmarked for the terminal building.
You see where our office is? You in front of the office? You see where the blue houses and all the other houses are? All up in here? Right, those houses will be pushed down. The terminal building is going to be in that general area over there. Okay, all in this clearing here.
And no tour to the airport site could be complete without a stop to view the earthworks within the first kilometer of the runway. As we continue to build the international airport, the education process also continues. We encourage you to pay us a visit and share the experience. Under the leadership of Professor Boomhert, this group of archaeologists and students from the Archaeology Faculty of Leiden University, the Netherlands, came with two main purposes. One, to investigate the grass meadow to the east of the terrain excavated by a group of Canadian archaeologists led by Joe Moravets. That area, known as Escape, had yielded part of a settlement site of the Amerindians of the Saludoid series, dating to as far back as 2,000 years ago and beyond. The second purpose was to investigate the ridge just north of the Yambu River mouth, which in the past had yielded pottery of the Cayo series from the island Caribs, who inhabited St. Vincent and the rest of the Windward Islands at the time of Columbus and afterwards. Following their excavations, we caught up with Professor Boomhert to see what his work had yielded. He told us that the pottery of the island Caribs is not well known, and he was happy with their finds. The site at the ridge of the Yambu River mouth created some excitement for the team as it yielded some interesting pieces.
Now, this is a selection of material we found at Argyle, at the island Carib site, and now you must realize that the pottery of generally the cultural items the island Caribs used are badly known, and archaeologically the island Caribs are very, very badly known, although we know from so many historic records that they lived here in the Windward Islands and in quite substantial numbers. Still, the pottery is badly known, and that is actually, as we found out, because the pottery is of a kind of drab color. It's not very attractive, it's not very decorated, it's not as attractive as the pottery and the material remains of the former the Amerindians who lived before the island Caribs came here. Well, anyway, I selected a few pieces which are decorated. Well, they show a little bit. And for instance, this is a very interesting shape. It's a part of a vessel with a vertical neck and this kind of belly, which resembles exactly the major shape of a prehistoric culture from a pre-Columbian culture from the Guyanas, Suriname, French Guiana, which formed the origin of the island Caribs, the Caribs of the Windward Islands. Because, as many people will know, the Caribs had